Hello, folks. Well, it was nearly a year ago that I did my first Rusty Recommends video, and a lot has changed since then. I've discovered some new pages, well, new to me anyway, that I'd like to share with you, in case you might be interested. As we head into those cooler winter months, many of us will find ourselves spending more time inside, plugging ourselves into the outlets of our favorite programs. Like I said before, YouTube usually does it for me. Well, over the last year, I've come across some fairly interesting and entertaining channels I thought worthy of sharing. Of course, hats off to those who sent me recommendations, many of which I just haven't had the time or opportunity to check out yet. But I'll get there eventually. But for now, I'm gonna share some of my new favorites with you. So here you go. My first recommendation is called the BLOT Outdoor Show. That's BLOT Outdoor Show. Now here's a channel that I got a real kick out of the first time I saw it. Here's a fella that combines stealth camping with comedy. Throw in a little whiskey and you've got yourself some pretty entertaining content. Now, many folks have compared this channel to Camping with Steve's, and sure, there are some similarities, but it's just different enough to give it its own flavor. This is one of the new overseas channels that I've subscribed to, so go ahead and check it out and let me know what y'all think. My next recommendation should come as no surprise to you. HeavyDSparks really needs no introduction. He and his team of buddies are constantly working on large projects that usually involve heavy equipment and big machinery. Not only do they find themselves in some pretty sticky situations, they go out of their way to help folks who may end up getting stuck or stranded out in the deserts of Nevada and Utah. There's never a dull moment with these group of guys, and I could easily watch them for hours on end. Check out HeavyDSparks, you won't be disappointed. My next recommendation follows that of Sin City Outdoors. This is a channel that was recommended to me by several of my followers about dropping water levels of Lake Mead and other water sources in the area. Their coverage of the drought is some of the finest out there, and you can learn a lot by watching the father and son duo. Sin City Outdoors is also a great source for fishing and boating information, and the two have gone out of their way to help others get out of some pretty sticky situations. I always enjoy watching their content, and maybe you will as well. Next, here's a channel that exploded in popularity in recent times, and I'd be shocked if you haven't heard of them already. In fact, their work has put them on the maps of the public eye, and they just might be the most well-known channel on this list. Adventures with Purpose is a channel dedicated to solving missing person cases. Their specialty involves underwater searches with dive teams and sonar technology. Their expertise has led them to uncover many missing people who may have otherwise never been found, even in areas that have already been quote-unquote searched by law enforcement. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't impressed by these guys, and I highly recommend Adventures with Purpose for anyone who's interested in true crime and missing person cases. My next recommendation is MrBallen, and I may have mentioned him briefly in that first segment, but I wanted to include him on this list as I've been watching his videos for years now. If you're into storytelling and true crime, this is your guy. His presentations are always top-notch, and even though he covers some pretty dark subject matter, he always includes a little humor to balance it all out. There's a lot of strangeness in this world, and MrBallen has a way of finding the most bizarre stories and presenting them to the viewers. 2 thumbs way up for this channel. ProjectKitFox is my next recommendation. This is one you probably haven't heard of before, but there's something about watching an ordinary fella enjoying ordinary hobbies, like fixing stuff, working on projects, and giving reviews on everything from motorbikes to Cessna 180 airplanes, one of which he owns and will occasionally take out for a spin. I first learned about this channel after the 2018 car fire in Redding, California, and I enjoyed the aerial coverage that Fox gave us during the aftermath of it. If you're looking for something a little bit more down to earth, ProjectKitFox just might be a nice addition to your subscription feed. Another channel I've come to respect is Dtech. The channel's host not only provides excellent on-site coverage of the severe drought we're experiencing out west, but also digs deep and asks questions. The man has done his homework, and it shows through his reports. I first discovered Dtech while monitoring the shrinking water levels of Lake Mead, and was impressed by his coverage of it. If the host ever decides to run for office, I think he's got my vote. I don't know about you, but sometimes I like to watch the weather. AccuWeather, ACCU Weather, is a fine source for all the going-ons that may be happening all over the country. Everything from hurricane updates to wildfires. Their reporters will often put themselves right in the middle of a disaster, just to give you a better idea of what's going on, and they do a lot to help out in any way possible. If you'd like to stay on top of the weather, or any other natural disaster that may be occurring, I highly recommend AccuWeather. My last recommendation for this list would have to be Novelists True Crime. Now here's the channel that covers some of the most shocking crimes that are currently happening all around us, and exposes those who commit those evil deeds. Mainstream coverage doesn't always show you the whole picture, but Novelists True Crime provides us with unbiased coverage of these cases, and the host's passion and dedication to his research really shows. I can appreciate his contribution to the subject. So there you go, just a few more channels that you too might find informative and entertaining as I have. There's no doubt I'll be covering more channels in the months to come, so I'll be sure to kick off another one of these segments after a while. Of course, you're more than welcome to recommend some of your own. So if there's something you think I might enjoy, don't be shy. Post the link to the channel in the comments section, and I'll get around to checking them out eventually. Thanks for joining me, folks, and you'll hear from me soon.